Hey everyone, how's it going? Thank you for joining. I see that some people were here before we even started. Thank you, it means a lot to us. So we're very excited because La Historia is a very special brand, a very special cigar for us. And
Which I'm enjoying very much.
yeah, that's our E3. That's the one that got number two cigar of the year,
2014.
2014, 11 years ago. So we're very happy that you've been able to join us. Let's see, there's some people, it's the first time that they've been able to join the live. Very happy to have you. I always like seeing recurring names. Thank you for joining us. So tell us a little bit about La Historia. I know that the idea behind it was to tell a story, right? And it's what kicked off basically our family line, the Perez Carrillo series. And, I was inspired by the history of not only the men in our family, but also the women. And I told the story of my grandmother with Pinar del Rio in the back, and then of me with Miami and the Freedom Tower in the back. But you had the bigger task of coming up with a blend. I know it was a lot of pressure. We used the San Andres Mexican wrapper on that one. And I mean, that's just such a special cigar because it kicked off everything else, right? So we started with this one, then we had Encore, then we had Pledge, then Allegiance, and then now Endure. So, and very soon, Silk. Encore Black, Encore Noir. I mean, the list goes on and on. So this is a story that started all the stories, even though it's focused so much on the past. So tell us about the blend. What went into that? I know that you took a while for it.
Yeah, this was, this goes back. This cigar really went back. I would say 2012, right?
Probably.
I remember that time we were just kind of starting, the three of us, and we came out with the original core line, which was more of a modern take on our brand, which was at that time what we wanted to project. But then I remember the story well because we had I remember your brother Ernie came to me once and he says, I want to do I think we should do something more traditional, more of what the family kind of story is, way back. And we started talking about it, and we had some labels, some labels that one of the persons that makes labels for us in Holland sent to me. And we looked at it, and then after a while, we came to you and said, okay, Lisa,
yeah,
figure this out,
Yeah.
And that's where the whole process with, Stefan.
Yeah. Who also drew this.
Great artist.
Here,
yes, great artist.
Hopefully everyone's liking our Kasakaro
yes, beautiful
painting
it
here.
looks beautiful.
So yeah, this was drawn by a local artist.
Yes,
band.
It was a local artist that never worked in
cigar bands. It's incredible.
It's incredible. The guy was, spot on with what he came out.
Yeah.
And like you said, this is the story of the woman and the the Perez Carrillo. My mother, who was born in Montezuelo, Cuba, she had 12 brothers and sisters, and they were all, well, I should say all. Her father was a tobacco grower, and so they all worked in the farms. So, I mean, the tobacco has been really in our blood, they going back, many, many years. And
safe to say over a century, more than a century.
Oh, yeah, because let me see, my father started back in, actually, he was born in 2004, and he started working for an American tobacco company called Cubanland. And what they used to do is buy tobaccos for all the big factories, in Cuba. So you're talking about, almost 101 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then his father would sell.
They would, him and his brother, they would sell the cigars in the streets of Havanas. So, I mean, the whole family was involved in either tobacco or cigars for over a century.
And your mom in the tobacco fields?
Yes, she worked at tobacco fields. She also did the stripping of the tobacco. I mean, it was a family, small family business. It was a small farm. It wasn't big. I had the opportunity when I was maybe 5 or 6, visit where they lived, and it was an experience. Let me tell you. So when this came about, the challenge was, do we work with everything that's, if we worked with before? I'm talking about, Cameroon rappers, Connecticut rappers, Sumatra rapper. And I felt that this cigar, to really tell the story, had to be something that I hadn't used in any of my brands, going back to, the old Gloria Cubana days, El Credito, and all the other brands that we made in Miami. And that's why I decided to go with this, San Andres, Mexican San Andres wrapper.
Well, we're getting some comments. Everybody's looking forward to figuring out, hearing who the winners are. Thank you for writing. Yes, it's a nice ashtray, and hello from Houston, from Wisconsin. We love seeing everyone from all over the country, and obviously sometimes other countries as well. So we had almost, I think it was over 25,000 entries. So we were very happy with the campaign. As all of you know, a new campaign will be released very soon. And you're all building up the points to the sweepstakes, to the grand prize, which will be announced later this year. So every time you guys see one of these campaigns, make sure you sign on, because it's all based on points. And the grand prize is going to be something else. A lot of you have gone to our website and been able to explore that a little bit more. So with that said, I'm going to go start the list. Remember that 19 winners are going to get one of 3 sizes of La Historia, which is the E3, the Doña Elena, and the El Senador. And then they're going to get one of our Kasakaro t-shirts, okay? So let's start reading out the names of those 19 winners. Vance Delgado from Sydney, Montana is one of the winners. W.M. Strine from St. John's, Florida is one of the winners. Guillermo Prince from Los Angeles, California is one of the winners. Mason Good from Hominy, Oklahoma is one of the winners. Donnie Watson from Franklin, Tennessee is one of the winners. Okay, so those are 5 winners. We're gonna keep reading off the names. If anyone has any questions, obviously let us know. Now, which of these is your favorite size?
My favorite size. This is the E3. The E3.
E3 is named after my brother, who's Ernesto III.
Ernesto III.
So we're really happy that that's the one that ended up getting the number 2 cigar of the year.
This is one of my favorite cigars. I like double Corona sizes. I love Robustos, Toros, but the double Corona, for me, just gives you the how can I put this? It's not that's a different smoke. It's just, so much more in my taste profile, and because of the size. Double Coronas, I love, smoky. One of my favorite ones that doesn't get, I think, enough love
is the Regalias?
The Regalias, yeah.
Yeah, you like the torpedo,
I love
right?
that size. Yeah, I love that size. That torpedo size to me is it's a gem.
Are any of you torpedo lovers? Well, we'll see. Someone's asking, what is your favorite part of the process?
My favorite part of the process is the blending part. First, finding the tobacco, getting the tobaccos that we're going to use for the different blends, going to the blending process, experimenting with different blends. I mean, we go through a process where it can take anywhere from, 3 weeks to, 2 years. So this is the challenge. And then getting that cigar that once you smoke it, you have something that, your fan base is going to enjoy. And then, of course, there's also the pressure from the kids. Well, your dad, you promised this. How come it's not ready? Well, that's also fun.
He gets a lot of that.
Yeah.
He gets a lot of that. Oh, look, there's a few people saying that they like torpedoes. That's awesome.
Yeah. Try the Regalia. That's a great cigar.
Yeah. You love torpedoes, all right?
I do.
And pyramids. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's continue on. So Austin Beatty from Stockton, California. Aaron Vinklarek from Bastrop, Texas. David Lamb from Winter Park, Florida. Mike McCain from Wilmington, Illinois. And Keith Fountain from Adrian, Michigan. So those are some more of the winners. If any of you are on the live with us, let us know. We'd love to congratulate you over this live event. And let's see, what other questions do I have with respect to La Historia? What would you think is the strength profile of the cigar?
This is definitely a medium plus. Now, the interesting thing about this cigar, it keeps the palate, okay, with some of the spice, some of the peppers. And when you retrohale, that's when you really get that, that pepper, that spice, which I love so much. Now, one thing I like about this cigar is I like to, take the smoke to the throat. And what that does for me, it, brings out some of the nuttiness in the blend, which is something that, I love to experience and when smoking a cigar.
So again, if anybody has any questions about La Historia or any of our cigars, let us know. But I wanted to take this moment to share some news that these will be shipping very soon. The Pledge of Allegiance. So these are cigars that a lot of people are waiting for. It is our signature now annual release. This is its third year. So look out for it in stores. Hopefully you guys will have the opportunity to get some next week. But if you haven't heard about Pledge of Allegiance, I'm sure that you will very soon, because everybody's been asking, when is it going to ship? What is happening? So yes, people are reacting now. Wow, amazing. So yeah, you're one of the first to know that this is going to be shipping to stores very soon. So look out for it next week. And this year we have a special size called the Rockets. So there's only 249 boxes of the Rockets. So start calling the retailers now. So there's only 249 boxes of this. And this is to celebrate the 249th anniversary of the United States. So anyway, that was just kind of some news I wanted to share. Let's see. Let's keep reading out the winners. Okay. Aaron Bolton from Parrish, Florida. Nicole Byer from Pine Bush, New York. Brent Taylor from San Jose, California. Shane Allen from Mechanicsville, Virginia. Nicholas Klippinger from Pemberville, Ohio. Okay, so those are some more of the winners. We have a few left before we get to the grand prize.
Why don't we do something?
Yeah.
Let me if there's one tobacco that I use half a leaf off. Okay?
Okay.
If anybody can name that tobacco, why don't we give them a box of the Regalias de Celia?
If they can name the tobacco.
One tobacco.
Also, there's a prize in here, everyone. There's a prize within
half a leaf,
prizes.
Half a leaf, and there's a story behind that, but it's half a leaf. If you can name that tobacco, the first person that does that will give you a free box of Regalias de Celia.
I kind of feel like I know which one that is. And also, you guys, this is one that we did recently.
Did we?
I think so. That's what I remember you saying, that you used half
well,
a leaf.
It's been written up about, and it's been, it's been talked about, and the whole story behind that was that.
Give them a hint.
No, I can't.
Does anybody want a hint? Was somebody saying Sumatra?
No.
Wait, you want to know the cigar or the leaf itself?
The leaf. Half
okay,
a
somebody
leaf.
said Brazilian Mata Fina?
No, half a leaf.
You use half a leaf in a cigar?
Yes, and it changed the whole...
you guys, you should Google it.
No. Yeah.
What is everything? Nicaragua Seco?
From?
Nicaragua Seco is the answer.
From? No.
From? Oh, they have to say the region?
Yes.
Ligero?
No. It's Nicaragua Seco. I need the region.
Oh.
You have Estelí, you have Condega, and you have Jalapa.
Epicurean Smokes. You better write fast. He wants... Well, no, because Epicurean Smoke figured out it was Nicaragua Seco.
Right, but from where?
Estelí,
Jalapa, Condega, Somoto, and Pueblo Viejo.
Condega, Estelí.
You got it.
Who got it? Condega? Was it Condega?
Condega Seco.
Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do, guys. The person who said Nicaragua Seco, you're gonna get one, okay, Dad? Because they
Okay.
did say it. And then Condega, I guess Condega will also get one.
Yes.
So there we go. 2 Regalia de Celia boxes. Wait, let me see. The Condega, first Condega, I think, I don't want to say the wrong name, but let me move it up. Let me make sure. Okay, go down slow. Go down slow. No, up. Okay. The first Condega is Colby Venable, said Condega.
Okay.
So we have 2 winners, and Epicurean Smokes. No. Yep. We have 2 winners of the Regalias de Celia. So we'll be contacting you guys by email. So that was exciting. I didn't expect that. So that was fun. So we get 2 more winners. Hopefully we have them in stock because they're so popular.
Hopefully.
If not, we'll get them.
I think we have some here, yeah.
Wait, somebody was saying that they're above Colby, but the way I'm looking at it here, it's all listed. I mean, I'm looking, go back up. Yeah, I see. Colby, go back. Yeah, I see Colby first. I'm going to take a picture because I don't want any issues, but this is what I'm seeing. And let me see Colby. All right, perfect. Okay, so let's move on. Let's see what else. Let's see who else we have here. Did we say, okay, Brett Kelly from Bradenton, Florida. Eric Hansen from Washington State, Michael Comerford from Baldwinsville, New York, and Troy Wolf. I saw Troy. Troy, you were waiting before we even started, right? Troy Wolf from Denver, Colorado. So those are our winners of the 3 cigars and the t-shirt. Okay, so the grand prize is coming up next. Is there anything? Yeah, I have a picture of the screen. I know that we're starting a little bit of a debate, but I have the picture on the screen. I can only go for what I see. But anyway, all in good spirit here. So Troy, congratulations. He's very happy. And if anybody has any questions or anything else that you want to offer on La Historia or anything you want to ask my dad or me, so let me know. I am right, but I love the drama. This has become a drama. It's a reality show now. Anyway, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. I'm about to say the grand prize winner. If anybody has any other questions, everybody's saying thank you for being here. They very much appreciate our doing this. They love the family background, the story. Like you like to say, a lot of the times the story is more, I guess even deeper than the cigar, and then their experience is part of that whole story.
It is deeper. The cigar is definitely, the in the forefront, but I mean, there's got to be a story behind it. And there's got to be a reason why, we come out with a cigar. And I think that's something that, we're very cautious that when we come out with a cigar is because it's going to be something that hopefully, once you smoke that cigar, you experience something that perhaps you haven't experienced before. So that's a whole mindset behind this, making cigars.
Okay, so I'm going to announce the grand prize. Oh, wait. Someone's asking that they're young to the cigar world, 25 years old, and wants to start their own shop. And if you have any advice.
Well.
Now I'm getting questions, so we'll go on. Go ahead.
Yes. The cigar business is a beautiful business. It's a great business, but it's not like in the old days. In the old days, you could, open up a shop, relatively for, not too much money. Nowadays, it does take a lot of, capital to, make a shop that's really, going to be special and unique, and that your customers are going to want to visit constantly. One of the things that I've noticed is that, most of the shops that are doing well, needless to say, they have their own lounge, and they, in some cases, they serve, drinks. But it's very competitive out there. And if you go to the different shops all around the country, you see that there's more and more, I would say a kind of luxury aspect to them, not luxury in a big way, but I mean, it's got to be something that's, that people are going to want to visit. You know, that they're going to feel at home at. That's very important. So the atmosphere is going to be something that people are going to be, wanting to come, not only to smoke a cigar, but socialize. You know, maybe bring their wife or their husbands, and enjoy the atmosphere. That's very important.
That's very good. That's very good. Very good tip for everyone. Let's see here. Oh, someone said that they started smoking La Gloria when you were here in Miami, and they wish you were still making them. Well, he's making Kasakaro cigars now, so you can always get a taste of what we're doing now with Kasakaro. And
But
for
we
La
do
Gloria
have
Cubana, you just did the Glorias.
Yeah, we have
the
just-
Gloriosos. Sorry,
Gloriosos,
the Gloriosos, right?
Yeah,
The
so I mean,
Gloriosos,
give that a try, 'cause that's doing tremendously well. I mean, I'm telling you, the response to that cigar has been, amazing. And it, it goes back to some of the things that I don't want to say it's the same thing that we did when we were in Miami, but the similarities are definitely there with this particular cigar.
Another question is, what do you like to pair with? I like to pair my cigars with different, sometimes red wine, whiskey. I also did an old fashioned the other day, and it went really nicely with the Endure. So those are my preferences. How about you?
Well, I don't drink anymore, but when I used to drink, Wild Turkey at 101 proof, but I also enjoy Dominican rum. There's a great Dominican rums out there. We've done a lot of pairings with one in particular that are, great friends of ours, called 1888. And that's everybody that's tried that rum with the cigars, have definitely enjoyed it very much.
Okay, those are some good tips there. So what is the next Essence wrapper after Connecticut? Well, we had the Sumatra, the Maduro, the Honduras, the Connecticut. We have 2 more to go, but we're not quite sure which one's coming next. So I couldn't really tell you right now.
I'm shooting for an Ecuador Habano. So
that's not.
So
well, that's not even
in the Essence.
On our Essence.
Yeah.
You know what's coming. You know the 2 that are left. Do you?
Well. I don't know.
Okay, we're gonna have to add to that. But the silk is Ecuador Habano.
Yeah, but that just shows you how they, try to keep.
We just tell them kind of do this anyway. But the silk is Ecuador Habano.
It is a great cigar. Great cigar.
That is a good.
That's an amazing cigar. One thing that we're using in that particular tobacco, I'll give you a hint, is a Corojo 99 Ligero from Nicaragua. And so that kind of gives it a special, different, little bit different taste profile than you're used to it in our cigars.
So someone's joining us from Australia. That's always nice to see. Oh, the two winners, please, actually, Scott's saying to contact him, okay? And you want to write us to info@casacarrilocigars.com. So those 2 winners, write info@casacarrilocigars.com. And the other gentleman who thought that he was before the other one, I have a picture. So if you want to email Scott, he can show you the picture as well. So it's all in good fun, right? So let's see. Any other question? Well, someone's saying that we need a 5-cent cigar. I mean, I wish we could make one, but there's no way that okay, what is the favorite leaf? What is your favorite? Oh, go ahead.
5-cent cigars were made. That's when I think we spoke about it. When my grandfather and his brother used to make penny cigars in Havana. At that time, cigars were 10 cents and 15 cents.
That's why they were called penny cigars. 10 cents?
10 cents. I mean, at that time, it was a little bit of money. So
yeah, that's quite some money. No?
Yeah,
10 cents back then.
5-cent cigars are kind of hard to come by nowadays.
Yeah, good luck. So let's see what else. What is your favorite leaf to work with?
My favorite leaf, I have to say, wrapper, I have to say Sumatra. That's a wrapper that I've been working on, for many, many, many years. When we started originally, we were using the Cameroon and the Connecticut from the U.S., but the Sumatra became a favorite of mine after maybe 2 or 3 years that my father had the business. And that's always been one of my favorite tobaccos to work with. Also, another tobacco that I love working with is the Havana, Connecticut seed from Connecticut, which the Pledge has. That's a tobacco that just gives it a very distinct flavor to anything you put on it, any blends that you make with it. As does the Sumatra. So that's why I like those cigars. And of course, you have the Habano that we use on and the Encro from Jalapa. That's also a very challenging tobacco to work with if you want to do something special. I mean, they're all challenging, but it's just a question of what I've worked with that uh, the Sumatra for many years and the Havana, Connecticut. As a matter of fact, I don't know if people know this, but I first started using that tobacco back in 1982. We had a small factory in Miami, and we used to make Fumas, Cazadores, Super Habaneros, which were basically, short fillet cigars. And at that time, everything was made with either broadleaf, and I got an opportunity to use this Havana, Connecticut, and I love that tobacco even then. So that's what we're using now with the Pledge.
Another question is, where do you find your inspiration for your cigar blends?
Well, I learned many years ago, you can't wait for inspirations to make a blend. This is something that, you have to work at it. Needless to say, when I see a tobacco that's, it's intriguing, that I think I would enjoy working with, that inspires me. But I don't let that be the only thing that inspires me. I'm trying to keep, every day I try to keep thinking about, what blends we can make, how can we tweak this, tweak that, or, to make it maybe a different brand or maybe a private label. And so, it is an ongoing process. It's not something that's just, because otherwise, you see new tobaccos maybe once a year, every 6 months. It's a long time.
Someone's asking what maybe they should have introduced their wife to smoke a cigar, something on the lighter side. Well, I tend to think we could all start maybe on a medium. So if you want her to start, if she wants to start in a milder, I would recommend our new release of the EP Connecticut from the Essence series. That's what wonderful cigar. We just finished having one a little while ago. So that's very nice notes for first time smoker. Even you'd enjoy it. Aficionados would enjoy it as well. So that's what I would recommend if you guys are looking for something milder. Other than that, I would say that the Allegiance is a great cigar. It's more medium, but still a lot of different notes that she'll pick up on. I think she'd really enjoy Allegiance as well. And let's say, is there going to be a short run this year? No, we're not doing the short run this year. Short run was something that was really special to us, but we started doing Pledge of Allegiance and a few other of the limited releases, and the capacity has run its course. So,
but getting back to the to your wife, I think cigar smoking is a lot like going to a restaurant and trying different foods. And there's a variety of different ethical ethnic foods.
Different foods.
So I mean, I think with cigars it's kind of the same. You can go and have sushi, or you can have Indian food or Mediterranean food or Cuban food or whatever. So I think with cigars, it's the same thing. You try different ones to see which one you like, and it doesn't necessarily have to be mild or strong or dark or light or whatever. It's just an experience that you go through when when you're getting into this wonderful industry of smoking cigars.
So let's see here. Why the new blend on the Pledge of Allegiance? Well, you were talking about the fillers, for example, how the P41, right, where you were using the broadleaf before.
Right.
I guess you kind of wanted to kind of play with the blend.
Try different, try different blends.
So we were just kind of experimenting, and next year he was saying we just kind of want to keep it interesting, and so next year he was saying that he's going to go all American on the Pledge of Allegiance.
All American.
So we're really kind of looking forward to that.
Yeah.
We've never done that before.
We've never done that before, so I think it's going to be.
Already started
I think people are
working
going to be very, very pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. let's see. This one's a little bit. Did you leave more filler tobacco out of the indoor on purpose?
Well, when you press a cigar, you have to, kind of. It's not like a round cigar, because of the fact that you're going to press the cigar. So if you make it too, how do you say, too hard, needless to say, you won't be able to press it. And if you do press it, it's going to be kind of hard to draw. So this is when you make a pressed cigar, you use a little bit less, maybe half a leaf and maybe a whole leaf, and the blend, so that you can press that cigar and not get breakage, and also be able to, enjoy the how do you say, the smoke.
Okay. Oh, someone's saying thank you for taking all this time to spend with us answering questions. Well, it's our pleasure. So let's see. Okay, so the grand prize winner, who's going to win 30 cigars, 3 of those 3 sizes, 10 of each of those 3 sizes, the t-shirt and a La Historia. These we already ran out of. This is kind of like our last lighter. So a La Historia lighter is Brian Manners. Brian Manners from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. So Brian, congratulations.
Congratulations.
We're very happy for you. And everyone, again, thank you so much for joining us. We're very happy with all of your questions. Very happy that you joined us. And then stay tuned for the next campaign. Make sure that you follow us on YouTube. I'm not sure if this came across FaceTime this time. I know sometimes we have issues, but definitely explore some of the videos. We have a lot of Historia videos. I have one even with my grandma talking about it. So it's a beautiful story. And
beautiful cigar.
Beautiful cigar. And then, yes, don't just run out and get a Pledge of Allegiance. When you go get the Pledge of Allegiance, pick up a La Historia and let us know what you think. You can actually make some comments to the videos and we both see it. So let us know what you think. And yeah, thank you again for joining us. A lot of you joined today, which means a lot. Thank you. Thank you for giving us your time. Take care.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.